Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Those Cluckin Nashes, and today we're diving deep into two powerful, all-natural tools that every chicken keeper should know about: food-grade diatomaceous earth and lime. We're talking facts, science, real-world use, and how we use both in our flock management. These two products do totally different things, but together they help keep our chickens healthy and our coop pest-free without harsh chemicals, which is a really big thing for us. If you want to raise chickens naturally and effectively, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Let's start with the more controversial of the two, diatomaceous earth, or DE. There's a lot of debate about DE out there, and we're here to clear some things up with science and first-hand experience. DE is a fine powder made from the fossilized remains of diatoms, which are microscopic algae with silica-based skeletons. When crushed into powder, these skeletons turn into tiny, razor-sharp shards. Under a microscope, it looks like broken glass, so when insects like mice or lice come into contact with it, those sharp particles pierce their exoskeletons and draw out moisture and oils, causing them to dehydrate and die. Importantly, this is a mechanical process, not chemical. That means pests can't develop resistance to it like they do with synthetic treatments. There are two types of DE, filter grade and food grade. Please listen closely if you haven't been doing it yet. Filter grade is used in industrial settings and is not safe for people or animals. Food grade DE is what we use, and it's approved by the USDA for use in livestock and poultry settings. Please always double check that you're getting food grade if you plan to use it in or around your flock. We use it as a feed additive in small measured amounts for internal parasite prevention. I've got a reel all about that called Why You Need DE in Your Chicken Feed. I'm going to lay it over here and also put it in the description, so make sure to watch that. Check it out when you're done here. It's not a cure-all, and it doesn't replace regular parasite checks or fecal testing if you need to do that, but it's part of our natural approach to internal parasite control. Now, let me be clear. We've never had a mite or lice problem in our flock, and they have been out here for about 4 months. So we haven't been in it for as long as a lot of people have, or you have, but I will say that that's a plus for us so far. So we're really thankful for that. But if we ever did, food grade DE is one of the options we'd reach for. We keep a duster on hand that actually came with the DE that we purchased. I'll also link that in the description below. And we would apply it carefully around the vent area, under the wings, and anywhere showing signs of infestation. Another key here is responsible use. You don't want to dust it around loosely where it can become airborne, and you definitely don't want your chickens or yourself inhaling it. That could be incredibly dangerous. That is one of the reasons why DE is so controversial. Some folks misuse it, applying way too much or using it in enclosed areas without ventilation. Like any tool, it can be harmful if used improperly, but when used correctly, it's an effective and natural part of the chicken keeping toolkit. Now let's switch sides and talk about lime, specifically First Saturday Lime, which is the only product that we have ever used. We are not sponsored for either one of these products. I do just want to mention that. They are just incredible. We absolutely swear by First Saturday Lime. Lime is a fine powder made from crushed limestone, but First Saturday Lime is processed in a way that boosts its alkalinity and water resistance. That makes it both powerful and safe to use around chickens, kids, and pets. While DE kills bugs on contact, lime works as a preventative. It creates an alkaline environment that most insects cannot stand to be around. Bugs like ants, fleas, ticks, and mites prefer slightly acidic, damp places. So lime changes that by drying out surfaces and raising the pH, making the environment inhospitable to pests and bacteria alike. So we've been using First Saturday Lime since we got our chickens and built our coop, again to keep mites and lice away. But we actually used it in a way I did not intend to whenever I found an ant infestation coming through the roof of our coop. I actually made a reel about that too, so you can see the crazy effectiveness of this stuff. So I took the duster that came with our DE and I actually put some First Saturday Lime in it and dusted it all around the roof line where all the ants were. And overnight, when I came back the next morning, the ants were completely gone, 100%. There was not a trace of them in sight. If we weren't sold on First Saturday Lime already, which we were, this definitely locked us in as a full-time, forever customer. As I said, it's always been, but will continue to be, a regular coop maintenance product for us, especially during Georgia's hot and humid months when bugs are most active. Lime is also great for odor control. That is one big thing I've heard people say about our coop, is the smell is not there. So on top of the regular cleaning that I do sprinkle the First Saturday Lime around, and it's been great for odor and moisture management, both of which help create a cleaner, safer environment for your flock. Again, it's natural, non-toxic, and effective when used as directed. So what's the difference between lime and DE? So let's break it down. DE is for treatment, lime is for prevention. But we also do use DE for prevention as well, as I stated earlier, because we put it in their food. Diatomaceous earth is typically used when you have an active pest problem like mites or lice. It kills bugs by drying them out, and it can also be used in feed like we do to help manage internal parasites. So again, that's only one part of a full parasite prevention strategy. Use lime, on the other hand, to create a coop environment that pests don't want to live in. Again, lime changes the pH, absorbs moisture, and keeps things smelling fresh. It's the proactive move, while DE is the reactive one. One big thing to note is moisture. DE only works when it's dry. If it gets wet, it clumps and loses effectiveness until it dries out again. Lime handles dampness better, which makes it ideal for outdoor runs, much like what we have, compost piles, or areas with heavy traffic or drainage issues. We personally keep both on hand at all times, and they each serve very specific, very useful roles in our chicken keeping routine. So let's nerd out for a second, because the science behind both of these is really fascinating. So food grade DE is made up of about 85 to 90% amorphous silica, with the rest being trace minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron. That silica is what gives it those sharp dehydrating properties. First Saturday lime, on the other hand, is primarily calcium carbonate with a super high pH of around 11 to 12, making it highly alkaline. The alkalinity is what repels insects and helps neutralize ammonia smells from chicken droppings. And did you know that both products are ancient as well? DE has been used in grain storage for thousands of years. Some even say the Egyptians used it to protect their harvest. Lime has been used since Roman times to disinfect, deodorize, and control pests in barns and even outhouses. So when we say natural solutions, we really mean time-tested, old-school, works-for-a-reason kind of solutions. If you're a chicken keeper, having both DE and lime on hand is a smart move. DE gives you a targeted, chemical-free treatment option for pests and a natural internal supplement. Lime gives you a long-term pest prevention, moisture control, and odor reduction option. Together, they help you build a coop environment that's healthier, cleaner, and more resilient, especially if you're raising birds in a natural, low-intervention way like we strive to do. But please just remember, follow safety guidelines, use a mask when applying either, avoid windy days, and always read the product labels. So that's the real deal on Diatomaceous Earth versus lime. What they are, how they work, how we use them, and why you should probably too. If you learned something today, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next deep dive into natural chicken keeping. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and as always, stay cluckin', stay curious, and we'll see y'all in the next video.